It's only a model. Shh.
We're knights around the table, not round the square or triangle. We come to hang and chat with the gang on Fridays as we're able. We play well here in Camelot, we are chums and fun, but Camelot. We're knights around the table, our host is formidable. He runs a strange, often insane, but sure he's quite unstable. He's hobby mad in Camelot, but seems never to have done a lot. Quite incomprehensible. Blue wrench in hand, we have no plan but to sit and hear Dodge babble. It's a lazy time in Camelot.
I have to shake my bum a lot.
This channel is a not-so-proud member of YouTube's all-encompassing special society of heavily overwhelmed layout enthusiasts. Check any railway show, check any railway club, check any layout, check your own house. You'll find one of us somewhere. Warning, the content of this stream is not suitable for children under the age of 16. The topic, language, themes, attitude, and personality of the presenter is not appropriate for anyone, much less children under the age of 16. Topics discussed will not center on trains and will focus on anything except politics. It just happens trains are running. Any similarity between characters, situations, trains, and intelligent thoughts is strictly a coincidence. Any rebroadcast or transmission of the stream without the expressed written consent of Major League Baseball is strictly prohibited. Viewer discretion is advised. Remember the 3 rules for model train layouts and pretty much anything. It's your layout, do what you want as you want. Do not tell someone else what to do unless they ask you directly what they should do. Do not call out, mock, criticize, or insult another channel on your channel or anyone else's channel. Thank you for your cooperation.
And see it, you'll love it, and it falls on in the best possible way.
Hey everybody, happy Friday to all my fellow knights of the Rhomboid table, all of you on the other side of the computer monitor, wherever you're at. Welcome to our weekly gathering. I hope you're well. Sadly, many of you aren't well. We had Lord Owl cracked his teeth. Robert from Robert's Train Set was sick after Getz. Mick, it's great to see you back. We missed you last week. Who said he has been sick. Yikes. And many others. My friend Christopher from Sacredentia as well. So if you are sick and I did not name you, you also have our best wishes. Hope everybody is either fine or on the way to being fine. Let me see. Let's go straight into who's here. Obviously, some names typed earlier and haven't responded yet. So we've got Sir Andy from 81E, Sir Lee from Anfield Road. We have Sir Dave from Beaten Off Junction. We have Sir Daz of Faulkner. We have Sir Dirk, who's homeward bound. We have Sir James from Dundas Junction. We have Sir Andy, the hot dog pilot. Sir Jean Ricard. Sir Dwight of Curly Express, Sir Kyle of Stevens, Sir Luma, welcome in. Sir Andy of March West Junction, Sir Mick 92, our Royal Barkeep, Sir Dino of the Model Railway Shed, Sir John the Mystic Railroad, Sir Clive of Newland is here. Our CEO, Sir Tim J.D. Dowd is here. And Sir Chris from the Valleys is here. Sir Randall of Ellison was in earlier. I think he's the only one that I saw type earlier that is not on the list now. So I think I've got everybody. Unless any... Sir Ifo Fanzon is on. And bonsoir, Monsieur Titi Ari. Sarah, welcome in. And there's Ifo is now on, so I said hello to Ifo, so we're good. Yes, you are Belgian. Sie sind aus Belgien. And there is Eric and Wilhelm von Van Dan Eisenbahn, Sir Eric and Sir Willie. Hope you're both doing well. As you all saw, I posted a couple of videos the last couple of days about the converting of these Märklin motors, this specific type of Märklin motor, from analog to digital, except in the video that went up yesterday, somehow I inverted the words and typed digital to analog. So no, we weren't going backwards, although that might have been funny to do a video where you convert something and say, now going backwards. And, but there it is. Time for a Kronbacher. I don't have a Kronbacher. I did have a Grand Primera Reserva last night. The last of my two Italian beers I brought back from Getz. I did try the, what is it? The Old Speckled Hen. I tried that one, and that was okay. I won't say it was a great beer, but it was all right. It was all right. It needs that carbonation. Sorry, guys. And I have one last bottle of alcohol left over from Getz, or that I brought home from the UK. Might be a better way to put it. Otherwise, yeah, I did the two digital conversions. Very happy with it. This is a very special type of motor, and I actually was going to probably do a little bit of this on Artie's show tomorrow, but I'll kind of show you. This is the motor we're talking about, and this is called an Alstom motor. Alstom motor. And basically all that means is all currents, because it's both an AC and a DC motor. And then you have this little thing up here called a relay. And the decoder that goes with this is designed to rip this relay out, and the decoder goes in place. But this one has already had, as you can see, some wires. This is the one that Herb said when he sent it, it was wrapped in a little tape that said, needs work. But, hey, Sir Tom of Couples is here. So you're doing some work in the house and listening. Great. Or not great. You know, it depends on how you feel about that work. So this will be one. The next one's being converted when I get some more decoders in. I need 3 more decoders. I've got 3 more Locos that I'm planning on converting. And so I just need them. But the Alstom is, it's very common in older stock from Germany in the, I don't know about the 50s, but I'll say the late 60s, 70s, into the 80s. And what's really cool is because of this relay system, there is a special decoder you have to use. You can't just buy a decoder and put it in. For this motor, you have to use this Märklin or some company's equivalent of it, but I don't know equivalents, called 60906. And like I said, you just cut this relay out, and the decoder mounts right where the relay mounted. So you see there's a little mounting post right here. The decoder mounting kit fits right onto that. put the decoder in, attach the wires where they're supposed to go, and just make sure you don't put the ground wire in the wrong place, as I did the last 2. It's weird. The first 5 I didn't do that, but the last 2 I've, for some reason, got it wrong, and I think it's just because the other 2 were wired just slightly differently. But so we're going to be doing this. This is a class 216, and I'm going to put the shell on and get it in red. Now the thing is, I really want to paint this bottom part to be the color that matches this, that blackish, that slate black color, but then I would lose all the printing on there. I've had a few people say, no, don't do it, don't paint it, leave it as is, it'll be fine as is. And I look at it and go, no, it's not fine as is. Hey, Sir Mark of Donegal Dad, you're lurking in the background. Yep, I just watched your video a little bit earlier today. And Sir Todd of Armstrong from Trackside Action is here. Welcome in. So again, and to all you knights filming in the background, or watching in the background, Fahrrichtungsumschalter. Yeah, the FRU. We just call it the relay. But be that as it may, I don't name these things. I merely repeat what the people who work with them do. Yes, it's an FRU, the Fahrrichtungsumschalter. Because basically it switches. Instead of it being controlled some other way, the relay switches the when you switch a button on the directional thing, it causes something to switch on the relay, and the relay changes the current and the direction. Oh yeah, and that was great, Daz. I think I was able to pop in for a couple of minutes. Sundays tend to be hard, but last Sunday was a relatively easy day. So anyhow, that's the thing. Now, one big announcement before we get onto the trains is I don't know when I'm going to start it. I got to be right in the head to do it. I have recently bought 3. The last 2 came this week. These are double switches, or double slips. And I'm going to be taking out a bunch of turnouts and replacing them with these. And just to make it smoother, so when my trains are coming out, they're not going brr, 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 like this. They'll come out more of a straight and look a little better doing it. I've been talked into doing this, and now it's just I have to. But it means I'm going to be ripping up track, and depending on how fast I do this, when I get to it, I'll probably try to start it on a Friday night or a Saturday where I have a 2 to 3 days without watching Cayenne, and I will have my track ripped up and then trying to sort my track back out to get it all in place. So depending on how bad things go, there might be a Saturday or a Friday night where my live stream is not it's only half of what it would normally be, because some of the lines would be out. So we'll see how that goes. But anyhow, that's everything that's doing my world. I hope you guys are doing well. I need to put this somewhere. I'll just set them here for now. All right, so Doppel derailleurs, yeah. Doppelkreuzungsweiche. Yep. But double slips, as we call them. Well, I'm not going to worry about it. It is what it is, and that's what I'm going to be doing. So anyhow, let's go to see what we've got on the table today. After 3 weeks of kind of tribute to her, we still have a little bit of a tribute to her, but we are trying to come back to normal and get back to that. But the trains we're running today, I am running my IC1 with the Class 101 in the Design and Bahn from the Deutsche Bahn Museum Nuremberg livery. And then I have a Class 143 in Lane 2 that is going to be pulling some double-decker Regio stock. I've got my Blue Tiger pulling a container train. Then I've got my Class 440 EMU for NordWestBahn. And then the last 2 in the back are the 2 new guys just converted. So we're running that little class 363. Very similar, if not the same thing as a V60. And that's going to be pulling that little crane train plus a couple other little pieces of stock I added to it to give it some length. And then way in the back, maybe the one I'm most excited about today is the Schienenbus, the Railbus. There's actually another car that goes with it, which I do not own, but I'll be picking up eventually. The Locomotive that got you into this hobby is coming back to Steam. So, hey, hello, Sir 156, Sir Andrew of Shortbread Express 156. Andrew, how are you? Oh, well, that's good to hear. You get a little break. A little break. So anyhow, be that as it may, we'll be getting these guys. But that little rail bus, that was given to me by Horst, not Herb, who we've been celebrating. That was given to me by Horst freely. It's very omnipresent in a lot of the old German collectors. You saw it everywhere. Hey, Sir Digger of Evans, welcome in. I have heard that, EFO, but there is a second rail car that goes with it, the 4018, that I will pick up if I don't pick it up myself or Joyce doesn't get it to me for Christmas. We'll, when we're in Germany, we'll hit a couple of used shops and see if somebody has one laying around. Hey, Sir Ray Bobel, welcome in before you go bowling. Hope you're feeling okay. Obviously, you've had a rock to your family, but I hope you're okay. So yeah, let's get these guys in motion and on the floor. We'll get to that in a second, but we'll get the IC1 in motion. And we will get this guy in motion. Let's get that Blue Tiger rolling. I do like that Blue Tiger. It's a Mehano, and I had always heard bad things about Mehano. I know I tell that story every time, but knock on wood. I'm not jinxing him, but he's been a great locomotive. Very happy with him. Yeah, one of those guys is flickering. All right, let's get you in motion. And then not so fast, not so fast. And then the Schienenbus. Funny little guy, get him going. And I'll get the floor going in a minute. I haven't forgotten. Hey, Sir John Benicki, how are you? Hope you're well. All things considered. But we'll watch these guys go around a little bit, and then I'll start the two guys on the floor here. Yeah, when we lost our Storm, we had our Storm for 15 years. And when we lost her, it was hard as hell. She was such a sweetheart of a dog, and I'm partial to dogs anyhow. But even our cat, Sabina, who died about 2 years after Storm died at the age of 20, I don't even care for cats, but she had been in the house for 20 years, and I cried when Sabina died. It was because she's a part of the family, you know. Now, I'm not into that. I'm a pet parent. I don't do that crap. I'm a pet owner. I'm not a pet daddy. People do that like, are you the daddy to these two cats? No, I'm the owner to those two cats. I'm not their daddy. I'm their owner. But they are a part of the family, regardless of how you distinguish that. And it's okay if that's how you distinguish yourself as a pet parent, but I don't. So anyhow, let's go ahead and go down to the floor real quick, and you guys will see that we're running a couple of British classics, the HST, which I'm actually going to put into motion first, simply because It's closer to me. Don't get blinded while I duck my bald head down. And then the new Mallard. Looks just like the old Mallard, but it's not. This is the one courtesy of Mr. Hot Dog Pilot, Sir Andy himself. I'm going to try to run things a little slower than I normally do, just so they look a little better. With teeth. Well, you know, the thing is, it's so funny. Andy, of course, has talked about getting new teeth, or getting teeth. But I went back and I go through all these videos, like, because I'm like, I thought he had teeth. And I go in the videos, yeah, he's got teeth. Obviously, he's got new or improved, but he did have teeth. I was like, did I miss it? Did he not have teeth? But I went back and looked at several of his old live streams. I was like, no, he's got teeth there. Oh, in some degree, I am their servant. Lord knows I got to take them everywhere when they need taken. But I don't pick up after them other than the puke. I got to clean the puke because I'm the only one home when they're puking. So I am intentionally running things a little slower just so they might show up a little better in the cameras. Your cats do not like the 52 volts. Well, I could understand that. But I do like this Blue Tiger. That was from Ohio Steam and Steel, whom I have not seen in a long time. I hope Derek's okay. I have not seen him in a long time. I was tempted to add a couple of the flatbeds to this, but I decided, nah, I'll just run the containers today. Yeah, that front car's blinking. The contact might be a little off. I might need to turn the car behind it around. But I'm not going to worry about it too much. There goes that nice long IC. And there goes that little Sheenan bus in the background. That, like I said, that was a gift from Horst. And if for some reason my telling the same story 10, 15 times in a 2-month period, you don't know who Horst is. Hey, Sir Raymond of Legs, how are you? Joyce and I, when we went to Germany in, wow, nobody there, which means somebody will show up soon. When Joyce and I went to Germany in 2023, our last stay was 6 days in the town of Bamberg. And going in to the trip, Bamberg was a place I wanted to see, but I didn't expect it to be our favorite place coming home. You know, we went to Vienna, we went to Salzburg, two glorious cities. But Bamberg was just an awesome city. The people are awesome. The town is very pretty. But the apartment we stayed in was in a building owned by a gentleman named Horst. Horst is a former teacher. I was a former teacher. So we bonded over that immediately. And then he found out I was big into, while we were talking, as he was taking us to the apartment, showing us where everything was, and just going over details. I mentioned I was big into German trains and Märklin. And he's like, Märklin? oh, I've got, and we wound up talking for an hour. Joyce is probably behind me, tapping me, going, honey, I'd really like to take a little nap, after the long travel here. And we're talking trades, but Horst eventually showed me his collection, and we had such a good time. We bonded. We had a lot of chats in the morning or in the evening, and Horst gave me the Schienenbus just as a... And then he also told me to go look at his collection and anything I wanted take. Well, I wanted it all, and I said, well, how much do you want for what I'm taking? He's like, he said we'd talk about it. I was like, well, by the time we got together, I had already picked a bunch of stuff, and I just said, here's what I took. I left him 100 euros for some of the cars I took, and I said, you let me know if I owe you more. And he said, no, that was fine. That was... He really even didn't want money for it, but I felt I should give him some money. But yeah, it was... but for a year and a half, I've had this Schienenbus, which was analog, and I've talked about converting it, and I finally converted it. Took way too long to do it. I should have done it a year ago, but we did. And he says, you're just on an 800 303 from Bristol. Oh, nice. Historical train comparisons. Well, my goal... Yeah, the ironing board seats. I will agree with that. Hey, Sir Corey of Train Buff Boy 47, welcome in. And Sir Andy T, welcome in. Great to have you here. But yeah, it's just been it's a special joy not only to do something right, but this really is as simple a decoder upgrade as you can really do from analog to digital. But to give all of this rolling stock from Herb as well as from Horst a second life, I don't know, maybe it's silly to say it, but I feel good. I feel good about myself. All right, dimmer. There's no such thing as being late to a live stream. We start at a certain time, we end at a certain time, but people come and go. There's no such thing as being late. And besides, I usually say the same thing 5 or 6 times so you don't miss anything. In fact, the biggest thing to miss is you got to wait till, 5 o'clock East Coast US, or 10 o'clock UK time, or 11 o'clock West Central European time for Joyce's arrival, because that's the only thing that's different. But yeah, it's been a it really is cool to take these guys and run them. And I got a nice email from Herb this week talking about how he's enjoyed seeing these run. Some of them, from what I understand, I may be misreading what he said, but I think he said some of them I think he had not seen run or has not seen them run in a really long time. So to see them running is really... Yeah, Chesty's doing a good, nice job. I mean, he's just got such cool trains, and my thing is I like it when Chesty goes home to Germany and shows some of the things. I mean, the thing is, a lot of people's builds are going well. Nice 101 running around. They haven't got left in Germany. Oh, there's 101s everywhere. The 111s are gone, mostly. The 120s are gone, except for one, I think. So, and yeah, 4 o'clock if you're in Central. Well, thank you for that. It's just a big table that I'm fortunate that I have a basement that nobody uses anymore. Although, I will say this. Not to panic anybody. But there was a time when I bought this house, before I was into model trains, that I thought, when my kids were gone, pool table. Pool table in this basement. Because I love to play pool. And I always envisioned a pool table down here. Plus a couple of big desks for my war games. So like a pool table and then a big table or desk for my wargaming hobby. And I miss the thought that I will never have a pool table down here is mildly sad. Yeah, I mean, in some ways, I guess you could now call this a man cave for that term, because my daughter, that used to be my man cave, that little room back there. That was my hobby room. When this was my kids' playroom and their hangout room, then that was where I did my wargaming. Although occasionally we'd set up a big table out here if the kids wanted to make a really big battle. Otherwise, I did everything in there. If I was working on a house project that I didn't want to go out in the garage and work on, I did in that room back there. But now that's my daughter's hobby room. That little room back there. But if my daughter ever moves out, those stairs, there's a closet there that's for that room. There's a closet under those stairs, which means there's a paper-thin wall I've already cut into over there. I don't know if you could see that. Well, let's go with the Nexi Solo Cam. Sorry about that. We'll do this. You might see it better there. You can see I've already cut into that over there. I don't know how well you can see it, but I've cut into that wall, but I haven't gone all the way through. But when my daughter moves out, I'm going all the way through, and then that becomes a new parking area for all my trains. That room becomes a staging area for all my trains. Yes, Eric, if. My daughter is 32, and there is no signs that she's ever going to move out. Every now and then she talks about wanting to, but that's an idea, Evo. That is an idea. It would be a tunnel, but I would put some lights in it, maybe make it like one of those long tunnels, and just put some LED lights in it and put a camera in there, and you guys can watch trains coming out to start. Because if I'm able to build that big staging area, I might start doing that where I run fewer trains, and like, okay, I'll run this train for an hour, and then we'll park it and let another train come out and run it, where it would just be easier to do. But I don't know if I could do it transparent through the stairs. I don't think I could do that, because that's a very deep closet in there. That's probably 8 foot deep in there. That wall there from the door back that way is easily 8 feet. And then it's about 30 inches wide. It's a narrow closet. But that's a pretty decent sized room. That is a pretty decent sized room. Well, let's get back to trains. Let's go to all of you on your cell phones. I apologize that you will now see nothing but a bunch of little squares. That never. Oh, well, that sounds interesting, Andy T. I'm curious what you're going to ask on Sunday. Yeah, because that's the other one. Where did I put it? Oh, right there. Duh. In your eyes, then. So, let's do this. I don't want to go solo again, but I'll do it this way. So this one is going to go digital, and then this will be given to my grandson. This will be his first full digital. I'm going to get him a mobile station and a loop of track. And I'll make this digital and give this one to him. And that he can have his layout at home. I might even give him my Emma. I might even give him this one. I kind of want to keep this for myself. My Emma from the Jim Knopf, the Jim Button series. My Emma. But I might give that one to him as well because it's kind of cute and it's more of a kid's thing. But towards the end of my career, that was the train running around in my classroom. My students loved it. I'd show them the movie, and the train would be in my classroom at the start of the year, but I would show the movie to all my classes, and so some of the kids would know it. I showed it in level 1. And then the other train that's going to get a digital conversion is this one, Locomotive, I should say. This is going to get a digital conversion. Now, in the long run, I would like to convert the ICE experimental to digital, but that apparently is a very involved process. I don't know if I'm confident enough to try that one. But yeah, this guy will get the digital treatment and then be running on the layout now and then. I will say, except for a couple of items, a lot of Herb stock will be seen very, very rarely. I ran it all the last few weeks, but a lot of it, because I still am primarily an Era 6 guy. And so I'm not going to run a lot of his stock. But now when I do, for Christmas, I do the Steamer Palooza for Christmas. I don't think so. It's still got the Alstrom motor in it. So it really should just be the 60906 one. All right, Kyle, take care. It really is. As much as we complain about technology, Andy, it is very cool that you can be sitting on a train doing 125 kilometers an hour, 125 miles an hour, watching a live stream from 3,500 miles away. Oh, I'm sorry, Efo. I thought you were talking about this one. My bad, Efo. I thought you were talking about this one. You're talking about the IC experimental. I just watched a channel who did it a couple of years ago. I was watching their video, and because I was looking up, and it was like from 2022 or maybe it was even just last year, 2023. I can't remember now. Somebody doing a video where they converted it. Gotcha, Andy. So, yeah, I believe we'd have to do the motor replacement in that one. I think that's what that gentleman did. because you got to do the motor replacement and a couple other things to get the decoder in. But that will be down the road. That may not be for a year or two. I love this 101. It's a great runner. It's one of my best running locomotives. Very smooth, and I think its color scheme. Now I've got a red 101 that goes with the ICE, or I'm sorry, not the ICE, the IC1. I've got that Cottbus 218, the AW Cottbus 218 that has that matching. There is a recently released 101 that is white with the red stripe as well. That obviously goes with the IC ones. But I just like this one. I really think this is my favorite one for putting with the IC cars. You're at Swindon and next stop, Didcot. It's weird. Hello, Sir Mark from Xantech. Welcome in. So let's get to some of our full screen cameras again. But yeah, this is probably my favorite loco to run with the IC ones. Of course, from this angle, you're just really seeing the top of the train. Wonder if I could lower that just a bit and get it at a, but then it would just duplicate that camera down there if I went too low. Yes, it really could, Efo. That was my first thought, Efo, was to run that before I decided to do the Schienenbus. I was going to run that V60 with I was going to run that V60 with a couple of IC cars on the short loop, but then I did the Schienenbus, and I decided, and really I could run another IC because I have those 3 Piko IC cars that I got from Herb, which are sitting over on a shelf in their boxes still. You know, they're the basic cars, but technically I could get them out and run them as a separate little short IC. Well, after a couple of weeks of in the 50s, we're kind of low today. I shouldn't say low. It's still 30 people, but right now it's like we have 31 to 35 depending on which screen I read. Hey, Sir Graham. No such thing as being late. No such thing. I may come on at 3, but I'm here for, well, I come in at 3 my time, but I'm here for whoever shows up for 3 hours. Sometimes a lot of people show up, sometimes not many people show up, but the nice thing is there's a core group of you that always show up. So to all of you that are here weekly or try to be here weekly, a special thank you to all of you. My channel has actually continued to have quite a consistent, for years, my growth was anywhere from 15 to 25 subscriptions a month. Some months, none, and then some months 30. And then I kind of hit where I was going up about 30 or so. Well, for the since I hit 2,000, really since I hit 2,000, I am now getting 50 to 60 or more new subscribers a month. It's been really weird. Filmed your first HSD doing the max at Didcot for 43125 now in Scotland. Ah. Okay, so Sunday looks like a lot of people are going to be streaming. That's cool. See, the funny thing is Friday is my live stream day, so I'm focused on getting the live stream ready. But that's the day where several of my favorite channels put up their 20 to 45 minute videos. And that's not a complaint because my videos are always 20 to 45 minutes. In fact, Mark from Donegal Dad, yes, I'm talking about you in the background, Mark, in his live stream yesterday, which reminds me, I still feel I have to apologize. But they were talking about live streams and how long should live streams be, or how long are they, and what gets viewers into live streams, and blah, blah, blah. There is no singular one answer. I get more people watch my live stream than my regular videos. Oh, God. Digger, Cayenne ambushed me, man. Oh, well, that's good to hear, Mark, because I like the 37s. The 90s are, if I'm thinking the right thing, because 90s, 91s, and 92s. But I like, I've gotten used to the 37. I mean, in all honesty, the 37 is one of these locomotives where it can be really ugly or it can be really cool. It just depends on the livery. Now, my favorite UK locomotive is my favorite UK locomotive is the Class 68. That is my favorite locomotive or power unit. Although I do like the 800s and the 805s and any variation of it. But like the 37 in the Euro Phoenix livery or a couple other liveries, I forget what company it is, but it's like, it's two tones of gray and then they've got a yellowish square, multi shades of yellow symbol on it. I forget which one that is. The Euro Phoenix, which is now the Rail Operations Group. I think the 37s look awesome in that livery. Certain other liveries, they look awesome. Some other liveries, not so great. The thing is, I kept trying to apologize to Canadian, to CLL, and he never responded. It's like, but yeah, Cayenne ambushed me. Cayenne knows from 2:30 to 3:30, although he can't tell time. On Thursdays, Opa has his show he wants to watch. And if High happens to be on, I try to watch High on Tuesdays at 2 o'clock. But Cayenne hopped up on my chair with a balloon. And then Cayenne started asking, Opa, can I type? And I'm like, no. Why not? Opa, can I type? Why not? Because you don't know how to type. And I don't want you hitting a button that's going to cause problems. So, Cayenne has his balloon, this little balloon I blew up from that we play Keepy Uppy with. And the son of a gun starts bouncing the balloon around. And it starts heading towards my drink. So I'm trying to stop it from hitting my drink. And when I reached over to grab the balloon and move my drink further away, Cayenne went to the keyboard and went, ah! The rail freight livery from BR days. No, don't say sorry. That's what it is. Yeah, so I was Cayenne bushed. Yeah. So, yeah, it was... I was so mad at the dude because he hit him, unhit him, hit him again. So I don't know how he hit it, and he pulled up the command. And so just absolute bad luck that he managed to do that on that chat. Well, it is funny, but, you know, when somebody gets booted out of a chat room a couple of times, you know, the guy, you know, I'd be thinking, wait, why'd they boot me? What the hell did I do? You know, unfortunately, it doesn't say booted by Cayenne. It says booted by Anthony. That's just it. He's got to be cute because he can be deviously funny and up to no good at times. He's a typical boy, I know. But, yeah, so my favorite. And I hate to say it, I wanted a Class 68 in TPE livery, and then I saw this one, and my mind immediately said, oh, to hell with the TPE. We're getting the Scott rail. I love that. I wish they made this in AC, because this would be running on my layout. I would be running this on my layout in a heartbeat. Now I just got to get a couple of cars to go with it, but they're expensive. This is Valiant. This is Valiant. Yeah, now Joyce has had the cat's mess while she's been typing in a chat room or working on her computer in the living room. She's had the cats do some funny things, but no, Cayenne wreaked havoc for a little bit yesterday. Sneaky little dude. And the part is, I think he knew what he was doing. That was too well played. I'm going to hit the balloon over here, and Opal will have to stop the balloon from hitting the drink, and then the keyboard is mine. There you go. We'll catch that V60. And we'll catch the Regio bond coming through. It stopped blinking as much. Still blinking. And we'll catch that container freight train going through with the Blue Tiger. Joyce is not here. Not yet. Joyce doesn't arrive for another hour and 10 minutes if we're lucky. Yes, he did. That little kid, he's got plans. Because, you know, the thing is, he wants Opa to be playing with him. So he doesn't like it when Opa takes a time out to play, to talk on the computer. He wants Opa right now to himself. Hey, Kieran, welcome in, Sir Kieran of J94. Nice to have you, my friend. Now, yes, if you are looking to the left screen, your eyes are not deceiving you. I am moving that table back a bit. Wait, is that layout down on the floor moving? Yes, it is. So that way, when I go to the floor cam, ta-da, I now can get that entire layout up on screen. Just pulling into dead count. Wow. Yeah. That Cayenne, will grow up a smart ass and devious. It runs in the family. From father to children to their children. Yep, that was a phone alarm. Something 100 miles away, but they're giving me the alarm. But yeah, it was... the funny thing is, there's been a few videos this week on the UK side of people just now talking about Getz 3 weeks later. Joyce has been sick, and then other things have gotten in the way. Joyce wants to do a video for her channel where she reflects on her Getz experience, and then I kind of wanted to do a video and talk about Getz. Just sort of, I did the live stream that right after we got home from Getz, after Andy, Dino, Christopher, Joyce, me, and Richard, Andy's son. I don't think I forget anybody. Dino, Andy, Christopher, Richard, Joyce, and me. We all got kicked out of Getz. politely. We stayed, and we were the last viewers left in the building. But the thing is, everything was so, I'm using the word frenetic and frantic. I'm using those two words, frenetic and frantic. Because when we did Gets, the week before Gets was getting the first 7 boxes from Herb and then panicking over where's the 8th box because it just disappeared. And then, of course, we left for the UK, which, has its stresses. And then we did the Gets, which was a whirlwind, blitzkrieg, hurricane of excitement and fun. And then I got sick Monday and we had the flight home. And then I was sick for 2 weeks. Plus the Monday I got home, even though I wasn't feeling great, I did the last video with box 8 from Herb, which was, at the risk of sounding silly, was the best box. It had some of the coolest stuff in terms of when I look at the collection as a whole. Box 3, box 6, and box 8 were sort of like the 3 had the really cool stuff in it. Just the stuff I fell in love with that I wasn't expecting to fall in love with, like that Arrow 1 EP36 with the cars from Roco. You dropped a sub to Joyce? Well, she'll appreciate that. But for example, box 8 had my old ICE 3. That was very special getting that back. And then it had that French 241 from Jouef. It had the Class 18, the S36 that I've converted and running and got the smoke unit working on it, but that was gorgeous. I think did it have the Class 24 in it as well? And then it had the ICE Experimental and the ICE Amtrak. I mean, that was some major league power. The problem is, the minute you start saying favorites, you worry that somebody's going to miss it. Oh, you didn't like that stuff. No, I loved it all, but clearly there were some home runs. Some things were doubles, some things were triples, some things were home runs, if anybody understands baseball analogy. Hey, there's Sir Randall back in again. You ordered some couplers. Oh, yeah, I saw that. And, because Mark from Model Railway Fantasia dropped a video yesterday that was very cool. And, yes, his 6.5-foot long boat, or 6-foot plus boat. Holy cow. Plus the boat he built for Sir Alan at Dragon Junction, Lord Al. Speaking of which, there he is. Had trouble getting on, constant buffering. Yeah, our home internet here, now that I've got it in my son's bedroom and hardwired here. Now you guys will notice, knock on wood, I had those 2 weeks before I went to the UK or 3 weeks in a row where I was losing the signal since I switched over. But since I've been back, and like the original 2, we haven't had a problem with the internet. All of a sudden, it's been working great down here. Okay, let's change cameras again. What camera haven't we really done a lot of? Most of them. Now let's do this one for a little bit, although it'll be empty for a second. But yeah, there's that gorgeous Scott rail. This is just, I love this. This is beautiful. If I haven't said that enough, this is beautiful. I love this. I am so glad I bought this. I was going to buy a TPE one, which I think is beautiful. I still love the TPE livery, but this one just struck me as even cooler. I love that one. And again, that's the other thing, because like this guy here, I would never have gone out and bought one of these, but now that I have it, I want it running on my layout. Well, good evening, Sir Alan Reynolds from Buckland Junction. Welcome in. Been ignoring the older equipment for far too long and needs TLC. And that's just it. Most of these did not need any real care. I just naturally, when I got them in, I cleaned them. And I took a look at them and looked to see if there's anything that was. Not that I expect to find anything wrong. It's just I do it naturally. Because I know these had been sitting on a shelf. I know these had been sitting on a shelf for a while. And if I know a car has been sitting in a garage for a long time and not been started or run, I'm going to mess with it a bit just to make sure it does start. And if it doesn't start, then I start fidgeting with, okay, why wouldn't it be starting? You know, going from battery to alternator and so on. All right, well, good night, EFO. Thanks for joining us. A retaining wall kit. Yeah, I need to get a retaining wall kit. I've got temporary stuff up right now, but I really need to get a retaining wall. Croatian trains are slow. They're constantly buffering. Yeah. Let's do that wide cam. That way you can see the guys in the back. You can see the UK trains on the floor over there. And this just gives a nice broad view. The only problem is if there's a train close one in the distance, it fights focusing. Well, unfortunately, Daz, we will not be making it to crew. There's just only so many times you can convince Joyce to take a couple of days off of work, fly to the UK for a train show, and come back and go back to work. So, now we won't be coming to crew. Yeah, the bus station is looking empty. I should probably put my buses back over there. Do I have any of the buses? No, I don't have any of the buses over there, so. I moved them all off while I was laying some stuff down. There, we'll see if that looks better next time we go there. God, what other show can the host just get up and walk away for a bit? Zoom goes Railbus. Yeah, he has loosened up and he's picking up speed, which to me is a good sign, really. I'm going to slow him down a little bit now. But I am very, very tickled to have that rail bus going. I didn't get nearly the amount of stuff from Horst that I did from Herb, but it's still very special to have something from Horst finally running on my layout after a year and a half. Well, it tells you it's not a Toledo Regional Transport bus, known as TARTA, Toledo Area Regional Transport Authority. Metra in Chicago. RTAs in some cities. Regional Transport Authority, but in Toledo it's the Toledo Area Regional Transport, so TARTA for short. But yeah, I should start building that, the building you sent me. I should start building that building, Mark, and paint it up and put it on the layout. The problem is I am working on something, or I'm getting ready to work on something else. But maybe I could try to do both. I just got to see what parts all go with what. Because then I got to think about going out and buying all the M4 screws and nuts, bolts, and washers. Do I need to slow him down more? Did I slow him down too much? Apparently so. Where'd you go, dude? Oh, that puts him at a crawl. Okay. I'll have to adjust that. Joyce and I have, but I don't think it's going to happen because Joyce, if you guys don't know, Joyce has had a really crap week this week. She eventually came down with the cold I had, so she got a sinus infection and then bronchitis. And then she got put on some medicine, she got better, and then all of a sudden the sinus infection got really bad. And she had a tooth that was bothering her a couple of years ago, started bothering her again, and it was really hurting her. And that was setting off migraine headaches for her. And so she went to the doctor. It was Tuesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday. At 2 o'clock, she went to the dentist. And then at 4 o'clock, she went to the doctor. And the dentist said, you got an abscessed tooth, and we're going to have to do a root canal. And then the doctor said, you still got a sinus infection, and you got this as well. So they had to change your medicines. It's the blue tiger. Yeah, so I want to get that signal box building all together, and then I'll have to look up a picture to see what color schemes they would have had. So yeah, Joyce has had a bad physical and mental week. But the mental part we won't talk about. But yeah, it just senior little ship. Bamboo Labs A1. Wow, everybody's getting the Bamboo Lab. When I bought Mingda was the hot one. Now, Bamboo Labs are. My Mingda's very good, but it takes forever to print, and I'm trying to figure out. I know you have to reduce quality and go into settings somewhere and get it to print faster, but wow, things that were taking 8 hours on my old Ender 5 Pro are taking 14 hours on my Mingda. And things that took 18 hours are taking 30 hours. So it's like a 80% increase in time printing. Teeth keep falling out, don't need the dentist. Well, hi, Greg. Oh, Greg, I'm sorry to hear you're having a bad day. Your bad day is... That's a really bad day for Mo. Chat isn't updating. Well, you may have to refresh your browser. Because my chat locked for a few seconds and all of a sudden caught up. Yeah, the Navy has impounded it. Yeah, commissioned your ship. They're playing a little attack on Guernsey, and they figured that's all they needed. I tried to buy stuff on Ali a couple of years ago, and they didn't understand I only wanted 5. They were only selling it in groups of 5,000 and 50,000. Yeah, 5,000, 50,000. Like, no, I just need 5. No, Jean Ricard. I might not have considered it. No, Luma. I shall run my trains in this direction because that's what is aesthetically pleasing to me. And if I run the Schienenbus in the other direction, then I'll have 4 trains going one way and only 2 going the other. My ADD and, well, my ADD and autism would not handle that well. So we'll just run it as is. Whew. See, if I didn't answer you, I would have gotten that where you've seen them all crossing and passing. Yeah, that's my ringtone. Ace of Spades is my ringtone. Turn the bus on the track, same direction. Now, let's not get all technical. I am not switching anything around. Something about too many cooks here. Yes, Mark, I have, actually I have 2 rail jets. The blue one, that's from the Czech Republic. That is my blue Czech rail jet. And then over there, below this camera, is my Austrian rail jet. So I have 2 rail jets. And I was just watching a video, a channel I follow. The guy got the new, what they call black rail jet. The new one that has the Vectron locomotive and Steuerwagen from Roco, which was like $1,400 or euros. And in the box itself is a pair of white gloves, anti-contact gloves. Wow. I have never seen that in a model train kit before. Where they send you, you know, like what you see museum people wear when they're holding something very expensive and beautiful. The little white, they send. I'm not talking the little rubber gloves like a doctor wears. I'm talking those really soft. Wow. Yeah, only if I wanted to throw about $2,000 out the window. No, Jean Ricard, I will run it this way, thank you. It ran the other way, and now I'm running it this way. It shall be just fine. It shall be just fine. It's been running both ways. and now I'm running it this way, just like I run all my trains a certain direction. And then the next time I run it, maybe I'll put it on a different lane and change it. Okay, somebody or derailed down here on the UK. Aha, there you are. Just got a Dash 944 and an ES 44, both NS Heritage. When I need to do it, Jean, I don't need to do it. Yeah, the Intercity HST had a slight derail. I started you back up too fast. Been trying. My goal was to run things a little slower than I normally run, just so you can really get a good view of them. The HST is polling. Did it, Raymond? See, I've never heard of the Wind Cutter Steam Loco by Trix, but yeah, that's the first time I've seen it. Now, it wouldn't maybe shock me drastically if you were buying some, really expensive display piece. But it just shocked me that it's a railjet. It's going to get a lot of handling in its day, unless somebody did buy it unless you're buying it only as a display kit. I find it runs smoother pulling rather than pushing. Yeah, most expensive gloves. But yeah, I thought it was, kind of cool, but wow. You are taking that train seriously when you're saying everybody needs this pair of gloves to pick it up and put it on the layout. Well, LMS is one of my, I just like LMS. Like, I've got the Duchess of Sutherland. I've got, and then I got a bunch of LMS coaches to go with it. Unfortunately, they're like two different styles, so they don't really go together. Yeah, gloves, sod that. Now, granted, I have occasionally gone and washed my hands before I picked up a train or started doing my trains, because I'm like, oh, I got something on my fingers and I don't want to get it on my trains. You have 2 pair of white gloves for your special locos. Apparently, I don't think any of my locos are that special. I think, which loco of mine is the most expensive? I think my V320 is my most expensive, most money I've ever paid for a locomotive. I'm just looking at my trades trying to think. I think my HF Viva V320 is the most money I've ever paid for a locomotive. Now, I have that Rheingold. I have 2 Rheingolds, but the one Rheingold I have, which was released in 2017 and I bought about 3 years ago, that one, the train set was $1,300 when it came out. The entire train set was $1,300 back in 2017. It's list, well, $1,299 was its American list price, and I paid $300 for it. But that Loco would then been part of the most expensive train set I ever bought. The 18.5 that came with it. That's an expensive locomotive. Well, hello, Dirk from Chesty Trains, Sir Dirk. Hopefully you're doing well. Saw your video earlier yesterday or today. It's been a blur the last couple of days. Well, actually, we've had kind of a bad start into our weekend, but we will persevere. Just waiting for Joyce to start feeling better physically and mentally. Your AC 44C6M will be the most expensive. Now, if I go on a per piece price, my Brawa, now my ICE 3s and 4s, my IC, well, let's just go with the 2 ICE 4s I have. Those are the 2 most expensive. They're the most money I've ever spent in one get-go on a train-related item, but it was 5 cars. Now, my original ICE 4, the list price for the 5-car set was like $699, and I paid $400 for it. But that's because Model Bond Shop Lipa reduces the price quite a bit, and I cashed in some of my saved up earnings when I paid for it. Even then, it would have been from $699. My list price was $539, and then I took another $100 off of that with some of my savings, and so I paid like $440, but it was close to a $700. Now my Rainbow ICE 4, and let's change pictures again, because we've been on this one for a while. My Rainbow ICE 4, which you can just see the front control of it up there, this side of the blue and white train, the check rail. That one was on a special sale. Lipa was clearing those out, so I paid about $450 for that. And there's Alan Reynolds again. Yeah, right about the time Alan came in, the chat froze up for a bit, but mine quickly caught up. Other people are saying that, well, Mark from Xantech said the chat froze, but sometimes you just got to reboot your feed. I can't reboot my feed, or I would discontinue the stream. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't look at, it's what somebody would pay if they were going to buy it from me, because right now, I haven't entertained any offers, because I'm not going to entertain offers. I've had several people email me that just asking, would I be willing to sell that EP 3.6, that little Bavarian one, because they asked me, does it have this, is it the smoke available one that you can put the smoke unit in it? Yes, it is. This is the initial first one, and apparently that's very rare and highly sought after. And so thank you, Herb, for that one. Because, yeah, I've had people... I haven't been offered a cash amount. People have merely said, are you going to sell it? Is it for sale? And I've said no. And nobody's come back with, well, I'll give you X number of dollars. He goes, no, I'm not going to sell it. Now, I think Herb would forgive me. If somebody offered me $20,000 for it, I might go, okay. But, because I'd just turn around and buy another one again. But, no, I'm not selling. I did have a couple of people. The one I would consider selling in the long run is that E44 unit that is DC 2 rail, but that's the one that's dead. So, you know, how much is a Loco that's not working worth? Yeah, keep on dreaming. That's why I said that it would have to be an insane price, Luma. That's the point. It would have to be. Jemand muss verrückt sein. Unsinn. Have I seen the LMS twins? I thought I've seen video of them, but maybe not. Okay, yeah. The 10,000 and 10,001. Yeah, I've seen those. Pictures of them. I don't think I've ever seen models of them. Well, maybe I've seen models of them too. You're just glad you don't have that expensive hobby. Hey, there's Mick. And please subscribe to Mick. If you subscribe to Mick, he reduces the cost of alcohol at the bar. Hi, Elliot. How do? But, I think it's funny. Jean Ricard, you don't have this expensive hobby. No, you had this hobby. You don't have it anymore. You had it. And now you have all this stuff, which you never put to use. Okay, you very, very rarely put to use. Just need to get a table out, put a little loop in, and run some of your trains now and then. Now, I know you've promised that when I come there, we shall do that. Joyce and me are going to be running a loop all around your house. Or as much as we can. We'll even figure out a way to go up grade in your house. Yeah, my thing is, I very rarely sell anything that's train. I usually want to give it away. When it comes to like the model train stuff, if I have something I don't want anymore, I hate just going through the hassle of trying to sell it. I'd rather, I've got people I know who want it, and I know in some cases I've got friends that maybe they would like it, but they're afraid they couldn't afford it. And I'm like, dude, I'm a friend. I'll either give it to you for cheap or give it to you for free. There goes our little bus. See? Ting, 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 ting. Needs the little bus chime. Ching, ching, ting, ting. The police car isn't a Mercedes. I don't know. I thought it was a Viking. But yes. Yep, it's a Mercedes police car. Yeah, your trains go both ways. My train, actually, Jean Ricard, if you're going to play this game, I'm going to play this game meaner. My trains also can go both ways. Right now, your trains go no ways. Mine at least are going. I think you just lost that match, Jean Ricard, once again. Streetcars say ding. I don't know. They would have a little bell. Clang, 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 you know. You'd buy a 1-to-1 big boy. No, not Love 15. That was game, set, and match, Andy. That was the service ace to put the match away. Well, I think you may want to go see a doctor for that, Mark. Oh, I'm sure you've had a few run-ins with Polizei. And I'm sure you've had a run-in with the police in the UK and maybe even in Spain and France at one way. Find me a trucker that has not had a run-in with the police. Mark, you're a trucker. Surely at least once you've had a run-in with the police. I have had a run-in with the police, and don't call me Shirley. Oh, Jean Ricard, the Sheenan bus would have a horn. No, my Sheenan bus would have a little bell to ring. It would be old-fashioned, happy 19 whatever world. Clang, 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 clang. In fact, my driver took out the horn and put in a bell. You got DOT'd but not policed. Interesting. Wow. I had three close cousins that were all truck drivers. Actually, they were cousins, but I called them uncle because they were actually the same age as my dad. They were my dad's cousins, but they always called my dad uncle, and I always called them uncle because my dad was so much younger than his sibling, so he was only 4 or 5 years older than his nephews. It was really weird. No, nobody can ring my bell except Joyce. Funnily enough, it still involves pulling on the... Never mind. For all of you with gentle ears, we apologize for any naughty innuendo. Some police are up for a bribe. Well, just kind of had a similar conversation with Jean recently about that. I do not have a she who must be obeyed. I have a wife, and we have negotiations, and sometimes I win, and occasionally she wins. Hello, Ian! Always a pleasure to see our friend Ian from the Netherlands. All right, we've been on this camera for a while. So what camera can we do next? Is anybody coming up the ramp? Nope. Somebody's going down the ramp. So there's a Steuerwagen. If you need to see it first, just run it backwards in your mind. See, I'm the opposite, Andy T. The only constant's been Joyce. So I'm going to do this. Catch it coming on the bridge view. There it is. There it is. That's a good view of it. I'm just really thrilled to see this little guy coming around. I don't know about you, but I think it's cool to be able to have cameras and you just scroll through each one to watch it come through. And then there he goes, and starting the whole juncture around again. Just follow him around all day. Except that IC1 is going to get in the way. Oh, Attila is here. No, she's not always right, and she'll be the first one to tell you that. See, I don't have that fragile male ego. I am quite content to have a very strong and smart wife, but at the same time, I can be wrong, and sometimes she can be wrong. Sometimes we're both wrong. Sometimes we're both right. But the thing is, you don't keep score. It's just one of the things. And there are things where, for example, we live in this house because Joyce wanted this house. There were bigger houses than this one that had bigger yards, were even cheaper than this. They were bigger and cheaper than this house. But this was the one Joyce liked. She had a preference. I really didn't care, although I even had reservations when we bought this house. I felt this house could be too small, but we pulled it off. We did it. And, you know, it worked out. Our kids grew up in a nice neighborhood, went to nice schools. I wound up teaching at the school my kids went to because I taught in the local high school here. And so I taught my kids for 13 straight years. No, not 13, 11. For 11 straight years, I had one of my own children in my classes. And it was awesome. The greatest thrill in my teaching career was to be able to teach my kids, all three of them, for 4 years. I had my daughter for my oldest daughter for 4 years, and then she graduated, and the next year my second daughter started, and then when she was in her last year, my son started. I had my daughter for 4 years, so that was, I don't want to play favorites, but in some ways that was my favorite year as a teacher because I had my second daughter as a senior and my youngest child, my son, as a first year. Senior is 12th grade, called senior, and then freshman is 9th grade, and that's high school, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. And so I had my son as a 9th grader and my daughter as a 12th grader. and it was awesome to have two of my kids at the same time. I really loved that year. And they did some amazing things, my kids and my group of students that year. It was an amazing year. Jean Ricard, you know Joyce is going to pop you in the nose. And now Andy 81E is back home. Oh, I don't know if it's rare. Look, you know, it's a lot of times you feel like you have to apologize, which I haven't seen Canadian Logistics come in yet. I'm just hoping he's not mad at me. Yeah, Bonn Station is huge. Hamburg is huge. Munich is big. Hanover is a big station. But I had a lot of things go wrong when I was from earliest childhood up until meeting Joyce, and even after I met Joyce, a lot of bad things happened. But Joyce was always a bright spot in a dark universe after I met her. And we've had our struggles, not with each other. I mean, we've had arguments. We still occasionally have arguments. We're not perfect, but we're a team. We're both those type of people. We're joined at the hip. We're a team. We do everything together. Oh yeah, I have seen some very large stations, let's say, that would take up my entire layout. Just for the heck of it, the Rome station, and I forget what it's called. I think it starts with a T, but the station in Rome, the main train station in Rome, that is at Miniature Wonderland, is as big as this table. Is Dodge on tonight? All right, Luma, take care. Thank you for popping in and hanging out with us as always. But yeah, it's Joyce and I have always been a team, and we win as a team or we lose as a team. And I think anybody here, from Artie and any of you that have met Joyce, I think you would all agree that she is a very, very nice person. There's nothing fake about Joyce. Hopefully there's nothing fake about me. Work with 200, only 10 are interested in trains. Yeah, well, there are some people like me. I never hung out with other teachers after work because I taught all day, and when I came home, the last thing I wanted to do was do something that reminded me of work. So maybe a lot of people that work on trains, locomotives, maybe they feel the same way. It's like, I spend all day with them, why would I go home? But there are other people that are so passionate about it, they can't get enough of it. They work all day, and then they work all evening on the hobby side of it. Well, we'd have to, because there's nobody else going to do this channel. But, the thing is, there are people that, I did years ago when I was a young teacher. This guy be going back 25 to 30 years ago. I was a young teacher, and I had to take some classes to maintain my license as a teacher, and continuing education. And I was in this class with this woman, and she had been married 25 years and was just going through an ugly divorce. And Joyce and I had been married like 12, 13 years at the time. And, she had asked, well, how long have you been married? 13 years. She says, well, I was married 25 years, and then my husband, blah, 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 blah. It'll happen. Nothing lasts forever. And, okay, well, 25 years later from that still hasn't happened. Some people it works for, some people it doesn't. Joyce and I were lucky. And we worked together, and we've been through tough times. We've had our bad times. We almost lost a house. Other people have lost a house, but we were lucky. We maintained the house by the skin of our teeth during the great economic collapse of 2009, 10, and 11, and we took massive pay cuts. And we weren't sure we weren't going to lose the house, but I did some extra jobs, she did some extra jobs, and we were able to get by on the skin of our teeth. All right, Alan, you take care of yourself. Thank you for popping in. No, because the funny thing is, Andy T, when I was a teacher and I'd walk into restaurants and some of my students would be there, they always gave you the same look. What are you doing here? It's like my students always believed you got locked into a cabinet at night and plugged in to recharge. To see you at the store, to see you at a restaurant, they always gave you that same look, like. And I'd be like, I won't say hi. I won't approach you and say hi, but if you want to come and say hi to me, which most students did, they were like, Mr. Dodge, what are you doing here? I've come to get something to eat. Bye, Fred. Hey, Sir Ewan is here. Saw your video today. That's funny, Andy, because Joyce is big into sports. And Joyce hates it when men either try to mansplain crap to her or assume that she's a girly girl and go sit with the ladies and talk about children and shopping. Joyce hates shopping. I'm the shopper. Joyce hates shopping. She hates shopping for herself. She would rather shop for other people, and even then, she'd rather just go online. Joyce is an athlete, and she's into sports. Hey, Monsville, how are you? Lord Mons is here. Bye from the Hellfire Corner. No, she ain't shopping on her own. And the problem is sometimes she asks me to go with her, and I'll say, nope, you're on your own. Depending on what she's shopping for. But, yeah, she does not like shopping. She's not one of these women that has 60 pair of shoes and 30 dresses. I think she has 3 dresses. She probably has 6, but 3 of them she hasn't worn in 20 years. And the funny thing is, now when we have a special event where Joyce needs a new dress for something, I go with her. And she will pick out stuff, and I will just go, oh my God, that's ugly. Why would you think of doing that? And she's like, oh, I thought it was kind of cute. And I'm like, no, that's ugly. And then I would go over to the rack and pick something and say, here, try this. And she'd wind up with like 6 or 7 different things. And she'd go back and try them out. And the things that looked best on her were the things I picked out. And she gets mad at that. I said, because I'm going to be more honest with you than you are. You think I'm going to tell you something looks good on you when it doesn't? I want you to look good. So if you go back to some of the formal events, those are usually the dresses I picked out for. No, I keep telling you, Artie, we don't swing that way. You just keep having this fantasy about me and women's clothing, Artie. I really worry. I'm just glad you didn't try anything while we were in Australia. Oops, I'm sorry. Artie's not here. Attila. Sorry, Attila, I called you Artie because my friend Artie and you have a lot of thoughts in common. It's scary. Oh, he's slowing down a bit. I guess I cranked him down a little too much. All right. Let's speed you back up, dude. Oops, not that way. They're running great. The bus is having a good time. Let me see. Well, let's go to 11 lane here. I just switched over here off of 11 lane, but oh, he just went around. The bus just went around, but we'll wait for him to come back. He's trying to find topless bikinis in the rain. Dodge FC. Yeah, my daughter is a Chelsea fan. Arsenal and Chelsea. But the two converts are doing just fine. There goes the little bus, and there goes the little... The Loco you bought at Getz finally arrived. Oh, that's right. You've mentioned that you told them to mail it home. Liverpool and Aston Villa. No, all my kids picked teams to counter mine when they decide to get into football, you know, true football, not American football. You guys have all heard this story before, of course. But yeah, they... My one daughter picked Arsenal and Chelsea. My other daughter picked Man United. And my son picked Newcastle. Dodge FC. I like that. One of my favorite things is I had the video game FIFA. Was it FIFA 12, FIFA 13? I forget which one I had. But you could you took two pictures of yourself, one from full on the face and one from the side. And you put them in this program that they had on their servers. And it would render you in 3D. It would render you in 3D. And then you could add yourself to the game. So I was a striker for Liverpool. For several years, I was a striker for Liverpool. And you had to put your age in, too. So I'm like 46 years old, 47-year-old, 48-year-old, and I'm scoring 40 goals this season in the Premier League. 40 goals, 30 assists. And in fact, we had two teams. We had Liverpool, where I was on the Liverpool team. But then, after a couple of years, I took Liverpool out of the league because you could custom make your own team. And I created a team called the Dodge Chargers. And so I had me, the 3D rendering of me, and then Joyce, all my three kids, and all our pets. And it made us, and then my son-in-law, Chris, and then all our pets. The guinea pigs, the birds, the cats, the dogs. We had all our pets in there, and we made a team of exactly 11 people. Between the humans and the pets, we came to 11. And the Dodge Chargers went undefeated in the Bundesliga, in the Premier League, Erste Divisie, all the different leagues. We went undefeated in all of them. With me leading the league in scoring every year. That was funny. Willie roots for whoever is playing the Packers. I understand that. My two favorite teams are the Cleveland Browns and whoever's playing the Ravens. Hey, there's James again. Hello again, James. Never left. Yeah, but I hadn't seen you chat in a while. That's all. There we go. That's a little better. There goes that little guy scooting around. Yep, running great. So, that was fun. But it really was weird to be playing a video game, and it was me. And with it being me, the other great thing was they gave you a choice of celebrations for when you scored goals. Different types of fist pumps, doing the shirt wave, blah, 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 all that stuff. But one of the fist pumps was exactly the fist pump I used for the 20 years I played men's competitive softball. Bonne nuit! A bientôt. Ciao, Bella. Different language. Yep, Ewan, definitely an awesome video today. A lot of good work and good discussion of what you're doing too. I watched Robert's video, but Robert was, I haven't commented on it yet. And I watched Randall's videos last night, or the other night. Fredo's not doing well, Randall. Gonna have to kick some butt in that crew, because, or maybe even kick Fredo's butt. Maybe put a spider in his car or something. Speaking of Fredo, this has been shared with a couple of people. I won't verify it yet, but as of right now, there is a strong possibility that Matt Clark and friends will be returning for a Christmas special. The other day, I was talking to a friend and started making jokes about something and talking about how I'd like to do a Christmas special and couldn't come up with a plot. And while we were joking around, just out of the a really good plot came up, and I literally had to say, hang on, I got to grab a pen and write this all down, and I wrote down these thoughts, and so I think I've got enough time. I haven't started writing anything, except I wrote out a plot. I've got a plot. But it's enough of one that I think I could do a Christmas special. So Matt Clark and friends might be coming back. Oh, now Artie's missing. Sheenbus is, you know, this poor Artie character, he's just so delusional. I constantly get some cool trains, and he just covets them so much. In his mind, he makes it theirs. Because, yeah, an Aussie guy running Aussie trains would have a German Schienenbus in 3-rail, even though he works 2-rail. You know, I'm glad Artie's not here so I can say these things about him. Because just between you and me, Artie definitely has these weird fantasies. That for somehow my 3-rail trains, AC 3-rail locomotives and running stock somehow was his 2-rail stuff, although he has been getting Austrian stuff lately. That's how weird it's getting. All of a sudden he's got a lot of Austrian stuff. Just ordering a Domino's pizza. Oh man, Domino's pizza used to be my favorite delivery pizza, and then they basically they shut everything down in Toledo, and then they came back about 10 years ago. But they don't deliver to my street. They stop one block further up. They don't deliver here. It's gone missing. It was on his layout for 6 months. Right. A German 3-rail bus was on his 2-rail Australian layout with some American stock that he keeps locked up in a closet. All right, Ian. With all the commotion of working. Good night. Take care. Thanks for popping in. Well, they always have regions, you know. Like, we have the local chain. It's local, but it's a chain. It's called Marco's Pizza. And Marco's has places, so they deliver anywhere in the city. But Domino's only has one. Or maybe they have two now. They have one on the north end and one on the west end. And we live on the south end. And the west end's region ends on Detroit Avenue, which is one street over from us. We're Beachway, and Detroit's the next north-south street over. So I think Joyce is home. Yeah, but they were all over Toledo, and then they had financial difficulties at the corporate level. Well, you know, they're all franchise, so in the end it depends on who owns the franchise. It's been a long day for you. All right, Mark, will you take care of yourself? It is 10 o'clock where you live, and I'm at that age now where I start to tire out about 10 o'clock, but for me right now it's only 5 o'clock. But yeah, I start turning into a pumpkin about 10 o'clock. You've been up since 4 a.m. Yep. That's a nice camera. It really is a good camera with a good view. I just don't have trains there enough to leave it there. It'd be empty for a while, since that's the long stretch and the trains have to go all the way around the table. Did Kieran say he's also off? All right, Kieran, take care of yourself. We don't chat like we used to. I miss talking to you. Currently watching in bed, so if you're not off, well, we wouldn't know. I don't think we'd hear the snoring from that far. Mark mentioned it earlier, so I'm hoping he's thinking that the station doesn't look that the bus station doesn't look quite so empty now. There, I put some buses coming in and out of the station, so maybe it doesn't look quite so empty now. We're having a bed in full peace. Oh, here, you can watch that container train come all the way up. Wow, it has been a quiet night tonight. Apparently I made everybody mad last week. Yeah, Jean Ricard falls asleep all the time. He waits to hear Joyce's voice, then he wakes up again. Now, be nice, Artie. Randall only fell asleep once. Well, that would be interesting. Rakina is doing 1970s era Dodge school buses. Dodge didn't do school buses. Well, I shouldn't say they didn't do them too long. They did them 50s, 60s, and 70s. But yeah, they got out of the school bus business sometime in the 80s. Twice? I only remember once, but... Every time I flip this camera on, it's just as this guy's going by. Nobody's there, which means guys will start showing up here. There we go. There goes the little bus. There comes the one guy we haven't talked much about. I do like that 440 unit. That's a EMU there, the blue with the yellow doors. NordWestBahn. I've ridden NordWestBahn. I've ridden Deutsche Bahn the most, but man, it's a toss-up between NordWestBahn. What lines have I ridden the most in Germany? Deutsche Bahn number 1. And then NordWestBahn and Mittelrheinbahn, but I think NordWestBahn is ahead of that. And then Metronome. I've ridden Metronome a lot. It always dot. Hello, CMD. Glad you like it. I'm thrilled to have it running. To have its lights working and chugging along quite happily, along with the little V60 there. But yeah, a lot of people have been admiring the Schienenbus. They're actually relatively easy to find on eBay, but they're sort of omnipresent. You find them. It's sort of like the V200, or even a 218. It's just there are certain vehicles that somebody of a certain age or doing a certain era of Germany, they automatically have them. Just like so many guys that do German, Austrian, and Swiss railways will have the crocodiles. Always like this shot, as I mentioned earlier in the stream. It's a nice, great shot. You really get a nice expanse, and you get trains going in all different directions. This way, this way, this way, and this way. And of course, you get the two guys down low. Well, yeah, this is just it's just a rail bus. This would have done local around the town, almost like a tram, or short distance town to town where they didn't need a lot of, been a very, very regionalized. But this is all going to, a lot of this track is going to be temporarily taken out while I put in these double slips. But what I really like about the new double slips is that they watch the blue tiger going around. Do like that blue tiger. Oh, at the International Railway Days in Göppingen. Yeah, what I like is the new double slips come with the motor already installed. So all you have to add is the decoder, but it's the same decoder as my turnouts, so I don't even have to buy new decoders. I wondered why these were so expensive. Well, they've got the motor built in. I was not expecting that. So very, very happy to see this. But I'm going to be replacing what's probably the best way. Oh, the long view. There it is. Yeah, this view again. Yeah, let's use this one. This, and then these three switches here are coming out. This switch. So it's 1, 2, and then 3 up here. So that switch, this pair, and then this pair are coming out and being replaced with the double switches. And then eventually I'll add another double switch. But what that's going to allow me to do is push those things back. It's going to allow me to push those back. And if I still want to build the Vaser River right here, it's going to open that up for me. Right now I can't build the Vaser because those turnouts are in the way where I'd put the Vaser. But by moving them further back, that will open that section up, and I could actually chop out a section of the table here, put some bridges in, and just build the Vaser River and have a scenic display there. And then Delmenhorst, the Vaser River, Bremen. So that's a plan. Time for a swill of wine. I have not heard that the 101 is doomed in Germany. I know the 143s are fading, but I didn't think the 101s were being pulled. Is that really so? I didn't think the 101s were doomed. They're still so commonplace. A swill of wine. A swig of wine. Swill sounds so unwine-like. You have a swill of mead. A swill of ale. But wine. Are you all charged up now? Good. Ugh. No, I do not have a beer train running. I don't know if I'll be doing a beer train anytime soon. I kind of played that out over a couple of weeks. Over 3 live feeds, so I'm trying to go back to the new normal rotation, which is obviously some of Herd's stuff will make appearances, but I want to save a lot of the beer stuff for certain occasions. Like the big thing that's going to come up is for Christmas, I always do the Steamer Palooza, and I now have more than enough steamers to run a steamer on every line, and then I'll decide how I want to do it. But Joyce said when I got all these beer wagons, she says what you should do is like with the Steamer Palooza at Christmas time is in September each year at the start of Oktoberfest, run all the beer trains. The BR-101 is on the kill list. Interesting. So that means I may have to replenish my fleet. I've got 3 beautiful 101s. You have 4 steamers? I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, am I forgetting one? If you count the KLVM, 8. Yeah, I got 8 steamers, I think. It might be 9. I mean, I got a bunch that I can't run. That would run down here maybe. Although I tried that last week with the 241, but it was having issues. I didn't want to risk damaging it. Oh yeah, you go into Eastern Europe and you'll see trains from 2 generations, 3 generations ago. But you have more THB. That's probably true because I have 0 THB. But I have more ICEs than you. We're going to play this poker game, I guess. Yeah, I don't need those. But I should have put them back in the box anyhow. Do 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 do. Yeah, I guess I can see that, Dirk. It's just a shame. I do like the 101s, and I've ridden so many trains pulled by 101s. I mean, obviously, in every country, but just in Germany, they had such a loss of drivers when they changed the pension systems, and they also have all these new multi-units coming in, various diesel, electric, DMUs, EMUs, or dual-powered locomotives, but I don't know, it seems like it's hard to tell where for the last 10 years, 15 years, it's been a pretty consistent fleet. Now it really seems to be in quite a state of flux. A lot of stuff being discontinued, and you're given a train. Interesting. See, this is, I guess I don't pick up enough on that or follow but the Triebzüge, yeah. And that's kind of where I'm going with these multiple units. The Desero and the Twindex and such. The Talgos coming in, of course, the ICE. You know, I'm sure somewhere down the line, you know, they're still running ICE 1s and ICE 2s. And ICE 3s are still sort of the flagship of the fleet. The ICE 4s did not kind of come in and take over the way it was projected. I'll need to get some of the glass wagons for shots. There's that. What?
So golly.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, hi there, stranger. Oops. Wrong one. Where are we at? It's post wide. Bingo. All right, let's get you a camera. Well, all right, let's get you a mic. The boss.
All right. Well,
Boy,
hi.
they really don't know anything if they think we're the boss.
Hi, everybody. And no, we'll go with individual. So
Oh,
hi,
what
Tom.
about it? You sound like a bad Monty Python.
Hey,
character.
Matala. Hi, Andy. Wave. Hi, Chesty. Hi, Valley.
Chesty, I think
Hi,
that's you
Mansfield.
today.
Huh?
I said Chesty, I think that's describing you today, dear.
Hi, Antala. Again. Behave,
Okay,
though.
it always describes you. But
Hi,
that's okay.
Andy. Hi, Tom. Hey, Sean. Glad you're here. Dino! Oh, I gotta breathe.
You sound like it. Like you can't breathe. Did Jean wake up yet?
Yeah, he just said hi.
Oh, okay, he just said hello. I was gonna have
Yeah.
I was gonna have you do your wake up, Jean.
Oh. Wake up, Sean. Sean is awake.
Ever on alert.
Okay, got you on my phone count too.
All right,
So,
there you go.
hi, CMD.
Have had a small crowd today.
Yeah, kind of looks like it. Hey, Mick.
After 3 straight weeks of 50 or plus.
Hey,
never
Dan,
top
right?
40.
And Dan Eisenbahn.
Dan Eisenbahn is Eric.
Eric, okay.
Eric
Hey, Eric.
and Billy.
Eric. And Billy.
And little Billy.
And little Billy. Yeah, they're
Eric.
cute. Eric and Billy. So,
Oh,
hi,
and look at
Andy.
that, Eric. She said they're cute. You and Willie.
Yes, they're both cute. Yeah. Oh, golly.
Your lad has steep inclines.
Oh, my goodness. So, anyway. Ah, you heard the voice of an angel. Where's that voice of an angel? Oh, sorry. Oh,
Yeah, you have a song to sing that I've been
Yeah,
waiting for
I
3-4
know.
weeks for you to do.
yeah.
Actually, I'm thinking of doing the old one, the YouTube Hero one, and just seeing if I can do it with that
Rusty Twainer type voice.
that
How you
that
do that?
growl I did.
Hiya, Randall. So, yeah, it's been a week. They're all going to be weeks, so just expect that.
They're all
That's a
gonna be
lot.
weak?
Angel, she's the queen. No, the weeks are just going to be coming down at the end of the week. It's just going to be a week. It's all been a week.
Oh, your voice is going to be weak because it's the end of the week.
Yeah, my voice is weak at the end of the week. But it's been a week. The next week will be a week. And the following week will be a week. And then we'll have Thanksgiving. Huzzah!
In which
Week
you'll have a
off.
week off.
Yes. Huzzah, huzzah, huzzah. So, anyway. Chesty is
That's Dirk.
Derek.
Not Derek. Dirk. D-I-R-K. Dirk.
Dirk. Okay.
Yeah, but it's pronounced German.
Derek.
Dirk.
Derek.
Like deer with a K.
Yeah, Derek. Yep. Okay. Deacon.
Servus, grüß dich und hallo.
Yeah. Just a.
Only an angel. Wow, we're playing Life of Brian, or not Life of, yeah, Life of Brian there. Only, I'm not the Messiah, I'm not the Messiah. Only a true Messiah would renounce
Say
himself
he's
and deny himself. Oh, what chance does that give me? All right, then I am the Messiah. He is the Messiah. He is the Messiah. I should know ye, Lord. I followed a few.
Listened to the song the other day. Willie changed the way he says it now. The Knights of the Rhombi Table. I assume that one or
No,
Oh,
his
which one?
the one he sings at the start of the videos. Servus, grüß dich, und
Gotcha.
hallo.
Yeah.
Which, being a Bavarian song, I don't remember exactly how it goes.
Oh, think of something nice to eat. Oh. Ah, crap, you both do. Suck up
Indeed.
to the missus.
That's the
Yep.
pot calling the kettle black there, Artie.
Yep,
I mean,
indeed.
Attila.
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 Say it right. I got it in my head right. You gotta say it right. Look at your little guy there.
I'm sorry, I went to American schools. We called him Attila.
Look at your little boss. He's moving really well.
Yes, he is.
How about that?
And I made the happy little comment about he should have a little bell going ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, see, you agree.
Yeah.
Oh, no. All the Rubicons on here, it would have had a horn. It would. Mine's going to have a
Isn't
bell.
that cute?
No,
You
it would
should
have a
look at that one,
horn.
too.
All
He's
the
just
Rubicons.
chugging away there. Chug, 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 chug. Oh, the lights are on.
The young one singing Living Doll. Yep.
Nice.
She got herself a walking, talking, living doll.
I shopped up heavy.
Chicken schnitzel.
Duck
Nah, I
hay.
need real schnitzel. It's got to be with the beef.
What's the weather like in Toledo? It's cool. Sun was out. That was nice. It's starting to set.
Oh, yeah, that letter we got that was sitting on my end table for 3 days.
Yeah.
Somebody, not named Anthony, got a parking ticket at UT. Somebody
Oh.
in July. So it would have been... Didn't you go to an in-service or something
Oh.
back in July? It was before we sold the car off to Lynn.
No. I wasn't in UT.
It wasn't me. You went to some sort of in-service or whatever.
Yeah, but you dropped me off. We didn't park.
No, not recently. This was back in July.
That happened in July.
You're going to have to figure it out. It's a $61 ticket.
I don't remember going to UT in July.
You just bought an OBB EMU.
Oh,
No,
that's
the
nice.
since you were talking about Piko, the that 440 is a Piko. The 440 going around is a Piko.
We have a lot of our leaves are down, and they're getting picked up this week, so there were a lot of people out.
All the leaves are. The streets are full.
Our
and the
street
streets
is
are
lined with
full.
sweet gums, and the sweet gum trees change color about the same time they pick up for the first time. It's not a good system.
Yeah.
So, anyway, they frequently make a second pass for us. Anyway, I really think you should mow tomorrow, and then we'll just rake the rest. You know what I mean?
I got to mow tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so.
That sucks.
I know. But it's a little high in places.
Yeah, it is.
Food soy? Whew.
Have you decided to apologize for what you said about Cliff Richard? I didn't say anything about Cliff Richard. I don't even want to discuss. I wouldn't even discuss the color of orange juice with you. Well, it's orange, and yeah. Unfortunately, on this page, we don't have any close-ups of the trains.
Woo.
Woo! Where's 11 million? Where's 11 million?
Yeah, oak leaves wait till the later too. Already mowed it, sucked. You watching Liverpool tomorrow?
I don't know. Ohio State's on at 12.
Oh, James needs to get going.
Oh, all right, James.
Take
Take
care,
care. Thank you
James.
for hanging out with
James,
us.
nice you were
Yeah,
here.
that 440, that NordWestBahn 440, that is a that's a Piko.
Here's some of your regulars.
Yeah. No, I mean the Railbus is obviously that's from
Right,
Horst.
yeah.
So yeah, he's doing great.
Oh, gosh,
And
you
then
should, I don't know
the-
if you could send him a video of that. I don't know if you have a way to contact him.
Only through, well, I've got his email through Airbnb or, you know, well, I've
Yeah.
got it, but, you know.
Yeah, you should send it to him.
And then
He would get a real kick out of it, I think.
there's that. And then the only thing that technically is Herb's running today is the little
Right.
shunter
And
there.
that's one you...
But yeah, it's the two things I just made digital this
Right.
week.
Yeah, he looks great.
Yep, he's running great.
pushing that little load,
And he
chugging
looks
away.
good with that little
Yeah,
rake.
I think he
But
does
I
too.
actually thought about
looks
it,
like he's working
and then
hard.
Evo and Jean both said, yeah, I could actually have him pull in some of the inner city cars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it handles my incline fine. I don't tend to run it on the outer lanes because it's a short train. But yeah, it's run on the outer lanes and it handles the incline just fine. It's not a 40-40, it's a 440. 440.
Oh, do my daisy.
So what are we going to do
You
about
haven't hit the like button, gentlemen and ladies. Please hit the like button. So you think it may work on his layout? Why? Are you gonna steal it?
I can't guarantee, I can't promise. I don't know if it will work or not. It handles my incline, but your inclines are steeper than mine.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. We got the old crew in here today.
Yeah,
I'm not calling you old, by the way, just ones that have been
The
around a
usuals.
while. Yeah, the regulars.
mostly the old guard is here. Yeah, we just, yeah, it's
Just-
weird. After
It's nice. We appreciate you. Hope you feel it.
You sound almost like Tammy. We appreciate you, because she always writes that in her letters. Or in replies to comments. Speaking of which, you got a
Detroit
video you were
Tiger.
supposed to make. It's not a Detroit tiger.
Looks like a Detroit
It's
tiger.
a blue tiger.
Yeah, all right. $400 in his money. Got a blue sky.
Again, I can't. I will not say it can.
It's about damn time.
No, you cannot run Märklin carriages on a two-rail setup. They will short it out. Märklin wheel sets are not insulated because they don't need to be.
The old Rhombodians? Rhombodians?
The old rhomboidians.
Boydians.
Rhomboidians, because it's rhomboid.
Yeah.
Rhomboidians is probably the more proper way to say it, but I'm German. Rhomboiders. The rhomboiders.
Yeah, I totally agree. You should swap out the wheels.
Yeah, I still have that story back in the day from Jason Barnabas Junction on a live stream about 3-4 years ago, because he knew I was into America. He says, Anthony, I was at a trade show and I saw this. It was really cool. I was like, oh yeah, that's a really cool car, and I wasn't thinking, but it was a Märklin tanker. He says, I really like this, so I picked one up. And he says, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, wait, no. And I start typing. I'm trying to type. No, don't put it on.
Don't put it on. Don't do it.
Don't put it on. And then he puts it on because he's not reading the chat. What's going on? Why'd my system just short out? I can't. Nothing's working. And I'm like, take the Märklin truck off. You got to switch out the wheel set. We always feel appreciated after 2 hours of listening to Anthony. Well, nah.
You don't have to listen to
That's
Anthony
true,
for
Raymond.
2
Some
hours.
Märklin stock does have
Yeah.
plastic wheels,
Well, I mean,
but
you can put
most of it doesn't.
cars on, can't you?
What?
Can't you put cars on or not?
Cars? No.
No, all of it.
No,
okay.
the Locos just won't work.
Yeah.
Period.
The
And they'll
cars will
short your system out.
Yeah.
But the cars will short your system out.
Right. Gotcha.
So yeah, you can see. I can take any two-rail rolling stock and put it on my layout. It won't do anything. It will work. I can't run Locos. If I put a Loco on my layout, it won't short my system out, but it won't work. It'll just sit there, but everything else would run until it crashed into the thing sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we doing for dinner? Are we ordering pizza? Are we doing?
Well, we've had pizza last couple of weekends, I think.
Yeah,
There's naan bread in there if you want to eat like.
we could just do naan bread if you want.
Yeah. We are. Yeah.
By the way, you're picking up your bus pass on Monday. Okay.
Who's picking up a bus pass?
Chris.
Ah, okay.
I reckon so. My dad used to disappear for days on his.
On his what?
Bus pass. In other words,
Oh.
take the bus and just get going.
Gotcha.
The Rhomboidean Knights of the Not Rounded Square Table.
Yeah.
Well, I did steal their song. I guess I should write our.
Diamond
I should write our own song. Well, Knights of the Rhomboid Table, reach out when we are able. Yeah. But both my Piko sets ran well. Why is the volume really spiking on this?
Spiking on what?
The microphone, when I talk, even though the microphone's
Yeah.
further away from me, it's really spiking.
It's loud,
heavy.
it's loud. Is Anthony too loud? Oh, don't answer that.
Anthony's always too loud.
Dodge school buses. I didn't know Dodge did school buses.
They did in the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Ah, gotcha.
Hey,
Oh,
there's
Diane's
Lindy.
here.
Uh-oh. All right, everybody, speaking aloud, cover your ears. Everybody, plug your ears.
Yeah, the grandbaby's here.
Grandbaby. Kyan! Opa loves you! Hey, Kyan! Hi, Kyan! And hi, Lindy and Chris.
Hi, Lindy and Chris. Oh, then I'm experimenting on Sunday.
Uh-oh. 3 dead, they blamed dinner experimentation.
Could be. Try one of those recipes I shared on Facebook.
You need to do that in the creepy,
And I'll get
mad
cheddar brats for those
scientist
who
voice.
dissent.
I can't quite. I never worked hard on trying to do a true Boris Karloff, so I can only
No.
do the. Lindy, beware! I am experimenting with dinner on Sunday night. Your father is already planning other plans.
Yes, that's right. They get the crock pot out.
Yeah.
Why not? That don't look good.
We'll be out of shrubberies.
Gotta make a list.
Yeah, Mark was listening to
the
background.
one
Oh, I
that's-
didn't tell you what Kyan did yesterday.
Hang on, it's a crock pot one. You throw a whole thing of the salad dressing in it, and you shred it, and then you add pasta. And a lot of cheese. So you have to go back kind of far on the ones I've shared.
It's a crock one. It's
Yes,
a crock,
it's in
all
a
right.
crock pot.
It's a crock.
So anyway, I thought it looked
Crock.
good. You end up shredding the chicken. He shreds it with the blender.
Igor, drop whatever you're
I
doing.
think I could just put my immersion in and do it. Anyway.
Yeah, I didn't tell Lynn or you what Kyan
Okay, so
did
what did
yesterday.
Kyan do yesterday? She's listening.
Well, I was watching my Dunnicle Dad show,
Right.
and Kyan was getting a little impatient that Opa was watching the show. Kyan knows Opa watches Dunnicle Dad.
Uh-huh.
So about half an hour in, he comes up, is the show over with? No, not yet, in a little bit. Okay, so he grabs his drink and his balloon,
Uh-huh.
and he decides, he comes over, and he sits up, comes up, and he's sitting on my arm here while I'm trying to type around him like this.
Uh-huh.
And he starts poking on the keyboard. I was like, leave that alone. Can I type? And then he typed a bunch of letters in the chat bar.
Right.
He goes, what does that say? Nothing. It's nothing. And I deleted it. Now leave it alone. And he keeps trying, no, Kyan, don't type. No, Kyan.
Right.
So then he decides, pop the balloon in my face,
Okay.
which then ricochets over to my drink. So Opa's like, oh, I better save this and move this. And while I'm doing that, Kyan went mad dog on the keyboard. And he's hitting buttons everywhere. So he wound up booting he wound up booting. No, not booting.
Oh, he picked somebody
Blocking.
out.
He blocked somebody.
Oh, no.
He blocked them, unblocked them, and then blocked them again. And it took me a while to sort out what he did.
Don't
And I
make-
apologized to the guy a few times, but he normally comes to my live stream. He hasn't been here today.
Oh, you're gonna lose your privileges of being a moderator.
Yeah, people are going to have to
Your
unmoderate me.
grandson.
All right, Derek, take care. Thanks for spending some time with
Oh,
us.
that's funny. Oh, yeah. Take care.
That was funny.
Randall sent the photo of the buses.
That's
Okay.
what my ping
That's
was.
what the ping was.
Ping! Ah, I see you have the phone that goes ping. I see you have the phone.
Anyway, I sure hope,
You spelled the name wrong.
yeah, she's an S, isn't she?
And
I
2
know
R's.
too many Sherrys.
There you go. Yep.
He's
Full
outdone
school buses.
Pixie. Oh, that does cool looking.
No, because he hasn't chewed on any wires, thank goodness.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, I like
At
the
this point, we don't
psychedelic
expect
one.
him to. I know what you mean.
They got some chargers.
It'll
in
make
there.
you happy.
And,
Sorry,
those
I
types.
went back to the 60s. 70s,
offerings in
really.
HO scale: Ford, Dodge, and Cadillac.
Until you're a
So,
champion.
Crap,
Well, that's not nice
Dodge,
to block
and expensive
people.
crap. Crap, Dodge, and expensive crap.
Said Ford, Dodge, and Cadillac.
What?
With a rocket.
And with a rocket.
There goes Kyan. Suppose he could boot people out of here too.
Yeah, you gotta be careful, Lynn.
We will,
You've got moderator privileges here too. You could be booting people.
yeah,
Hey,
well,
Colin from
we'll go
Woodthorpe.
back
Good
and
to see
check.
ya.
If he boots any of you, trust me, we'll fix it.
We'll try.
Or at least you send us an email if you can't get in.
He heard he was sending messages, so wanted to send a message.
Oh, Kyan's back on. I take it Jean was there the first time. Wish your picture sure. Oh, that must be Anthony. I thought you were going to say
No,
you were.
see, my hands never.
You were going to
My
pronounce
hands
what
never
he
left
says.
my arms. I didn't
So
type that.
yeah, he's even got umlauts, a stress mark on one of the A's, on 2 of them.
I'm not seeing umlauts.
Yeah, they were umlauts.
Where are you seeing umlauts?
I don't know. I lost
Yeah,
it.
Burkina is a German company. In fact, Burkina is headquartered near Freiburg. We were in Freiburg.
Okay.
It would have taken about 40 minutes to ride the bus,
All right,
but
what's
we could have
over
gone
the-
up to the Burkina factory
What's
and
over the
showcase
first day? That's
showroom.
not an attractive look, is it? What's over the first day? That's what I was thinking was umlauts.
Oh, that's the carrot or the diacritic
Yeah,
mark, as
okay,
we call it.
gotcha.
We officially call it a diacritic mark, but that's a different
Kyan's
story.
chats in code.
Oh my God, Cayenne is
He was allowed to
Zodiac.
send one message under strict moderation.
Oh,
You
come
wanna-
on, Lynn. You know your son better than me, but I think I know him well enough. He's begging you right now to do more.
That's true, he is. Yeah, once you let him do one thing, it's all over. And watch out for balloons and other distractions.
Everybody can guess what Cayenne's saying. Half these meanies will be.
I
What
wanna-
Cayenne is saying is, you should be running Steuerwagen first, Opa. Turn the Schienenbus around,
Kyan is,
Opa.
when can I go to Opa's, Mom?
Yeah, when can I go to Opa's? That's what he's asking.
Yeah.
Can I go over to Opa's?
Can I go to Opa's? I could be on his live stream.
Yeah, we actually have to do something special because his,
Okay.
well, yeah, his birthday, but
Oh, gotcha.
could I finish
Yes,
the
I'm
thought
sorry,
rather
I'm
than
sorry,
you guessing
I'm
what it
sorry,
might
I'm
be?
sorry.
See, in February, it will be his 4th anniversary of his first appearance on YouTube.
Ah.
Remember when he did that as a 7-week-old?
Yepper.
More speed! More speed! You guys all brought him down while I was on
Yep.
Sidetrack Sunday?
That's right. Right. Well, yeah, we know. She knows that too.
Cayenne saying non-bread, oh cool.
Yeah, we butter it and put cheese on it. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's very good.
Call it a meal.
Yeah, it's a light meal. Sadly, I am in that situation anymore. I cannot eat. It's really hard for me to eat heavy meals at night. Even pizza, I have to limit myself to a couple of slices. Of course, he is clever, so he would say all that after me. No, he's a nag, so he would say all that, Jean Ricard. Hint, hint, hint.
Nobody we know here, huh?
Nobody we know. Nobody in America.
Oh.
Maybe in Denmark. Uh-oh, what?
I'm on a video.
What?
Bouncy music.
What does that mean?
I'm on a video.
You're on a video?
Mostly means I'm playing music, but clearly I'm not, so it's...
Apparently it's this.
No, it's not that.
Oh.
No, it's paying attention to what's on the phone, but it thinks it's music.
Oh, gotcha.
It's a dumb watch. He is not a nag. Maybe he isn't.
You did ask to do more, but we set a parameter and we're working on understanding those. Yep. He's begging to go get groceries because we might go get Dairy Queen for dinner after. Ah!
Ooh.
Lucky kid.
Yeah, indeed.
He wants to go to New Blues World. He probably would, although right now it's Paw Patrol. Everything. Paw Patrol, Paw Patrol. At least when he's at Grandpa's, everything is Paw Patrol. Well, hello, Dave from Scott
Hi, Dave.
Rails.
Yep.
Dave from Scott Rail. Different. God, this is such an awesome locomotive.
That is.
I love that.
I think you're
I'm glad I
buttering
bought
up
that.
Dave.
What?
I think you're buttering up Dave.
No. This is a great, because
It's
this is
pretty.
the Class 68.
Yeah.
And I wanted a Class 68, but I wanted the TPE version. But I decided forget the TPE, and I got the
he
Scott
needs
Rail.
a Paw Patrol train.
Oh, he needs
don't
a
say
Paw
that
Patrol
too
train.
loud.
Oh, God.
Louis World opened yesterday. We should Google it, I think.
Yeah, 2 T's versus 1, right? Yeah, we know we
Yeah,
get this
yeah,
fight.
we do. Yes, we do.
But that's why certain jokes work when you hear them and not if you read them.
Take care, Eric.
All right, Eric
You got a
and
better,
Willie, take care.
better
Supper.
dinner than
Supper. They're an hour ahead behind us, so it's only 4:50. They do a 5 o'clock dinner.
Okay.
You and I both grew up with dads that dinner on the table at 6.
6. Yep. Twas the Midwest way. Steak and
Louis World opened yesterday.
meat and potatoes.
Yep. Mahlzeit.
Mahlzeit?
Yeah, dinner time.
Okay.
Mahl becomes the English word meal.
Ah, okay.
Mealtime.
Say ma is another word I know.
Of course it's in Brisbane.
it has to be
because
in
that's where
Brisbane.
Bluey is based.
Right.
But Bluey is, without a doubt, the coolest kid show,
Yeah.
young
Ever.
kid show to ever come out anywhere. And of course it had to be from Australia because America couldn't do that. We'd make it too syrupy and too overloaded, too proper.
Have
So
you
they can do
Googled
an
it, Lynn?
episode about dad farting. You couldn't do that with an American show.
Oh.
That's disgusting. We're morally outraged. Oh, well, the Wiggles. See, you had to come up with Bluey because you gave us the Wiggles, and we couldn't forgive you for that.
Yeah, we did have a
And the
problem
English
with
gave
that.
us Teletubbies,
Yeah, which is just psychedelically
which was almost worth
weird.
which was almost worth a third war with the British
Yeah.
over Teletubbies.
Sort of felt like a acid trip. Hey, this would be really cool for children.
And that baby as the son, that was demonic. That was a demonic looking. Time for Tully bye-bye. Time for Tully bye-bye.
Yeah. Yeah, that was after AJ, thank goodness.
No, it was before, but we just didn't let our kids do it.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, we didn't.
Very creepy.
None of our kids did not do Teletubbies. I think they watched Teletubbies at other kids' houses, and
Perhaps.
maybe a couple times we came home while they were being babysat by somebody, and we came home, and Teletubbies was on, and it was quickly off.
Yes, we never intentionally turned that on.
Yep.
And,
Watched it a couple of times and went, nope. But now there's so many bubble guppies.
Yeah,
Are they bubble guppies?
I think so.
Oh my God, there's so many awful kids shows, and Kyan likes some of them. I can handle Doc McStuffins. That's okay.
Yeah, she's cute.
There's now Pete the Cat is cool. Pete the Cat is a cool one.
Yep, we like Blue's Clues too.
Yeah, Blue's Clues was good. All three guys, obviously you had Steve and then the last two. But all three generations of Blue's Clues have been very good.
Lindy was big with Steve. Clangers? I don't think I know that one.
Just trying to think of all the cartoons we like. I can't handle
Barney.
Peppa Pig. I can't
Somebody
handle
watch
Peppa
Barney.
Pig.
Is Liz Barney?
Liz or Lynn. Uppy Dubbies.
Oh my God.
No, I'm just trying to think of the one he had me. It was so repetitive, just over and over and over. And then there's this one in America that was this kid named Ryan. There's Ryan's World.
Right.
Various variations, and basically the poor kid just dad was a toy reviewer on YouTube and got really big, and they basically exploited their kid to make themselves famous.
Yeah, that one's never been done before.
Yeah. Choo-woo! I probably should change this one out for a different one.
Which one? Change what up? Layout?
Say what?
The layout?
Well, just for the pictures here.
Yeah.
You know, I put this one up sort of towards the end of the show, so it's you and me on
Yeah.
camera, and then the two far away views.
You don't need to be on two cameras.
Well, you know, because the other option,
Oh yeah, the new guy's pretty good too. Kyan's watching that.
well, we haven't watched it in a long time, but yeah, he's good.
He has watched it.
I actually bring the other two back now and then with him.
Yeah. Sit in a chair and think, think,
Think,
think.
think.
Yeah.
Sit in the chair
I want
and
to tell
think,
my kids to think,
think, think.
What do the kids need today? Their Chromebooks and their brains. Oh, good luck with that. Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Sesame Street's classic. Yeah. Sesame Street is our generation though, not our kids.
Hey, our kids watch Sesame Street, but we
Ours
watched the
did,
original.
but
We grew
not
up on the
with-
original.
Yeah, not as obsessed. I mean, when we were kids, it was one of the only things to watch.
Yeah. But I had Captain Kangaroo was my guy. I love Captain Kangaroo. Mr. Moose, Bunny Rabbit, Mr. Green Jeans,
Yeah.
the ping pong ball
And
joke,
Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers.
Trains and Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, I actually seen Humphrey Bear and Fat Cat and Humphrey.
I think I have too. Probably the same place. Go
Winnie the
figure.
Pooh doesn't wear pants either, neither does
Yeah.
Donald Duck.
And
And the funny thing
they
is,
have
Mickey
the-
Mouse does.
Right. They're a little inconsistent with that. They're very naughty. Yeah, the writers get a little touchy when the bosses change up stuff.
Oh,
on
well,
them.
you know, it wasn't kid shows, but holy cow, I loved Bullwinkle and Rocky when I was a
Oh,
kid,
yeah.
and then found out there was a deeper meaning to a lot of those jokes.
Yes, there are a lot of adult jokes in there. Kids are laughing, adults are laughing.
Hey, Rocky, want to see me pull a rabbit out of my hat? Again? Gee, Bullwinkle. Captain Caveman.
The good old cavey
Captain Caveman! You grew up on Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tales.
Oh, okay.
Dudley Do-Right, yep.
Indeed. Yep. They took the newest Blue's Clues off streaming, except for the highest.
Yeah, Argo was a puppet.
Yikes.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of that. He would go on shows. He would go on talk shows and drive the women crazy, and they were so. And he would make dirty jokes and comments, and they got offended. And it's like,
what streaming platform are they on, Lynn?
they're on like
YouTube?
the high paid level versions of
YouTube, or is it
I forget which ones.
Disney?
I
or-
can occasionally get them on. I forget which one of the networks we have that
Gotcha.
you can get them on,
The newest ones.
but it's not one they have.
Well, and keep at 'em.
Oh, you know what? It's about that
What
time.
is that sound? Yeah, that's put it mildly, Raven. Roland Rat. I don't remember that one either.
Which one?
Roland Rat.
Yeah. Obviously, we're getting into
Yeah,
overseas.
regional things. Yeah.
Well, you know, all the ones already was mentioned. Attila was mentioning earlier were.
It's hard. That's a lot. It's hard. Okay. Apparently, my reload did give me 3 more calories.
Do it again. Bow, bow, bow. Yep.
It's a Sesame Street. You're saying your cousins are a bit like that?
Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? Well, congratulations to the V60 and the Railbus, the Schienenbus, the bus on rails, Schienenbus. It did a fantastic job. Artie's down the beach looking for topless bikinis.
Why not? No.
Sling
go
Premium, right, or pay-per-view episode.
Away. Go away. Ah, gotcha.
Crazy stuff. But yeah, there was a lot of even like Bugs Bunny. There were jokes in
Oh,
Bugs
well, okay
Bunny that you wonder they were too clever because they got
Yeah.
away with it in the
Well, to
30s
get
and
past
40s.
the censors, yeah.
But where are we at? Bing, we're on the solo. Ta-da, 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 ta-da. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, it is 6 o'clock, which means,
Yes.
or it's 11 o'clock in the UK. It is
Honestly.
midnight over on mainland Europe in
Yeah.
parts.
Yeah.
So it's coming up. We want to thank you all for popping in, saying hello, and hanging out with us.
Well, that's more compatible, Artie. Since it's 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, 10 a.m. Much better for you because you're 16 hours ahead of us
It
now.
started at 7.
So anyhow, we are going to say, slide your chair that way, would you? Good. Now I can slide me, so I don't have this thing in my face.
Ah.
So anyhow, we want to thank you all for joining us. We really do appreciate it. And we
Sure
look
do.
forward to seeing you all again very, very soon. So on behalf of Joyce, we're going to say Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss.
Choose.
I'm sorry, Auf Wiedersehen.
Choose. You took
And happy
Bye.
trains. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Well, do you know how many shows I've done that on this week?
I know.
Take care, everybody.